Hello Wanderers, welcome to the table. Dave the Top. Hello Wanderers, welcome to the... Hello Wanderers, welcome back to the table. Dave the Tabletop Wanderer here, and today I'm going to do a little bit of an update, sort of a devlog number 2 of the card game that I'm working on right now. So what have I been up to, you probably are all asking. Well, apart from IRL stuff, and I haven't been posting my gameplay of Outgunned and other stuff on the channel because I haven't had a lot of time to do so. Work has been hectic. I've got a lot of good, other work. Apart from my day job, I've got my other music stuff that is going on, which is pretty good. And I have been working on the card game. Well, first things first, the card game is going to be called Swords and Sausages because I really do want the card game to be sort of a, I don't want it to be too gritty, too bloody, too gory. I want it to have sort of a whimsical feel. Like I said in my previous video, it's going to be something in a mixture of Discworld meets Groo meets Conan the Barbarian. So there's going to be, try to get some good, funny things into it. I have done more or less, I've got a bit of a, a Google Sheets document, so an Excel spreadsheet sort of thing, where I've got all the cards that I've come up with, and there are about 60 or 70 of them so far. They're just basic right now. It's got the name and then the effects of each card and stuff like that, and I've been trying to synergize them together so you can get some good gameplay, some good combos and stuff like that. We've got abilities, we have items, so attack cards, defense cards, sausage cards, because I have to have some sausage cards in there, right? And these are all on this Google spreadsheet that I have, and I've been looking through them and trying to see if there are any like doubles or repetitive stuff like that. I have said that many times before that I do not draw. I'm not a drawer. I'm not an artist in that sense of the word. Here she is. It wouldn't be a Tabletop Wanderer video without Athena popping up. Okay, as I was saying before, I'm not an artist in the drawing, painting sense of the word. I don't know how to draw that well, but I did do a little sketch of some stuff. I did a sketch of a sausage, of a coin, of a sword. I also did a little sketch of the logo, and I just want to give a big shout out to the community. Like, this has been amazing. People have come up and offered their talents on helping me create this, especially John Fredericks from Sharp Mountain Gaming. He does practically all of his artwork on his products, his games, and he offered to send me some of his drawings that I could use in my game. He has also taken my little doodle, my little sketch of the logo, and he actually went on and inked it himself. Like, I was in the process of doing it myself, and then he sent me over the image of his inking and his coloring of my logo. Loved it. And it's just like, never in my wildest dream did I think that I would have people coming up and say, look, I want to help you with this, I want to help you with that. Okay, I'm going to continue, and if you hear noise in the background, that's Athena playing with the dice. I want to say a big thank you to everyone that's reached out to help me make this little project come true. Basically, that's what I've been doing in terms of sketching and artists and drawing and stuff like that. I've focused a lot on the rules of the game past 2 weeks or so since my last video, and I think I've gotten the rules down where to a point where I like it. The game's not going to be too complicated, but it is going to have a bit of strategizing that you will have to do to get through to the end of the game and win the game. It is a solo card game, so you'll be you against the monster deck, and good luck with it. And so the rules are basically done. Might need to tweak them a little bit here or there, but I will be looking into that during the playtest phase. And speaking of playtests, last weekend I went to visit my stepdaughter with my wife, and what I did was I took the 50 or so cards that I had. I made little mock-ups of them in Canva, printed them out, cut them out, sleeved them, and took them with us on the visit. On Saturday evening after dinner, we all sat around the table and I brought out the playtest, the decks. I told them more or less the rules of the game, and they did a playtest for me. Well, they did actually a lot of playtests for me. They got so hooked into it that I went to bed at 1 in the morning because I am old. And the next day, they told me that they stayed up until about 3:30 in the morning playing the game. They loved the game. And bear in mind, it was just the basic stuff that I had at the time. I don't think I even had sausage cards in there. No, I didn't, because I went through the sausage cards this week. So yeah, no sausage cards in that playtest deck, and they really loved it. They gave me some good feedback. They told me some cards were overpowered. Once you got that card, the game was over. They also told me that some cards were a bit weak, so there were cards that they were actually just like, okay, they got the card in their hand and they just said, no, I don't want this for anything. They had a list written down of all the cards that they had issues with, and they marked it out like overpowered, weak, this doesn't seem to work and stuff like that. So there were about 10 or 15 cards in there, can't remember precisely, that were a bit out of whack. And so this week I've been going over and trying to fix that also. And yeah, so the playtest, they ran about 10-12 games apparently, because the games take about more or less an average of 20 to 30 minutes to get through if you go all the way, if you get lucky, because you know it is a card game. It has a bit of dice mechanics in there, and depending on the roll of the dice, you could go longer, you could go shorter, and depending on the cards that you pull. With all that in mind, I took this week to do something that I think will be the first iteration of the game, which would be a starter deck. And in that starter deck, I'm thinking about putting around 30 cards plus the boss cards. In the future, when I get all this up and running and like more or less defined, I will do a video showing you more or less the cards and how the system works, but for now, no. Please please understand why I won't be showing you stuff today, and why I won't be talking in depth about how the game works today. But I am thinking about doing a 60 card starter deck. You'll have the basic starter deck, okay? In the future, if this goes well, if I do enjoy it and I do want to keep making it, I will be doing sort of expansions where a lot more other stuff will come into play. I already have some ideas for the expansions and some ideas for other mechanics that can be used in those expansions. But for now, I'm thinking about 60 card deck of starter cards, and which will have the player deck, the monster deck, the boss deck, and so on and so forth. I gotta stop saying that. What is coming up in the future of this journey of mine? Okay, so I have to fine tune the rules after doing a couple of play tests, which hopefully I will be able to do that this week. I have to fine tune the rules, balance out the cards, see, so that part I can just tick it off the to-do list and work on some other stuff. And what is the other stuff? Well, mainly it's going to be the card art. I'm still looking up at how I am going to do the cards. There's the overall layout of the cards, because I need to get some information on the cards. I need to have the HP of the monsters, if the attack of the monsters, your attacks, your abilities, all the abilities of the monsters and stuff like that. So I do need to do a sort of a little mock-up of all that stuff. So card art. And because I am not the greatest drawer or painter or artist, it is going to take me a bit of time, 60 cards plus the boss cards and all that stuff. It is going to take a bit of time. Also pondering if I should have the card art just a little art box for the art, or the whole card being the card, like the whole art being on the card with floating boxes of stuff like that. I'll throw up some pictures of some ideas that I already have with some of John Fredericks's designs and images. No, not images. Images, like pictures that he drew up and said I could use. Thank you again, John. Really do appreciate it. And one thing that I did notice when my stepdaughter was playing the game with her boyfriend is I should do a playmat sort of thing with all the areas defined and where you need to put your cards, because when it was her turn, she would lay out the cards in one way, and when it was her boyfriend's turn, he would lay out the cards a different way, and then they'd get mixed up. He would do it one way, she would do it the other way. So I was thinking, basically, let's do a playmat. However, I do need your help for the playmat. And what I need your help for is the size of the playmat. I've got more or less the structure of where I want the cards to go. However, since this is my first journey into this sort of realm, into this world of making games, I don't know the size that a normal playmat would be. I've been looking online and I've seen everything from small playmats to big playmats to like Europeans, like a meter wide playmats by 60 centimeters. I have no idea how much that is in inches. But let me know more or less, because I'm going to need spaces for your character, the items and abilities that your character has. I need spaces for the monster deck and the discard pile for the monster deck, your deck, your discard pile, your hand, the play area, basically where the monster decks and your attack cards are going to be. The monster cards and your attacker cards are going to be on there. And I've got sort of a doodle of what I want on the playmat, and I'll throw it up. But yeah, I was thinking more or less in the realm of like a playmat by 90 centimeters by 60 centimeters, so 90 centimeters wide, 60 centimeters tall, so that I can fit in all of the cards. Well, you can fit in all the cards that you need to use while playing the game. But let me know down in the comments what you reckon would be appropriate, because I know like a meter or 90 centimeters is fairly big. It is fairly big. I will be doing that playmat, and it will be shipped with the game as a print out, and who knows, for like further on do some real playmats. Okay, so it'll be a printout folded in I don't know how many ways, and it'll be shipped. It'll go with the game. Okay, we'll go with the starter deck, and if all goes well, we'll upgrade them to like whatever those other mats are called, neoprene or I have no idea. Like I said, this is all new to me. Okay, and that is basically where I'm at with the game. Got the cards, got the starting to do some sketches, got the rules and how the game plays, did a bit of playtesting, got my starter deck. I have got the starter deck all set up already, the whole 60 cards plus the bosses and whatever's coming up in the future, which is fine-tune the rules after doing a bit of play testing. A bit, when I say bit, I mean a light carder and the playmat. Yeah, I'll leave it here, right now. Okay, thank you all for watching. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think, if you got any ideas for the game, and I'll see what I can do with them. Okay, thanks once again, and I'll see you all on the next one. Have a great day, stay safe, bye bye.